Welcome to your calming stretch yoga flow to release tension and feel good for your day. I invite you to start with a focus inwards on your breath, taking a deep inhale through your nose and then open the mouth, exhale and release. If you like, maybe setting an intention for your day. When you're ready, come towards the back of your mat and lengthen through your legs, flexing your feet until your toes are pointing up towards the sky. Continue to hold in this way to allow a deep stretch in your hamstrings. Take a breath. As you exhale, reach up high, lengthening and stretching through your arms and midsection. As you exhale, fold from your hips and resting your arms where you can reach at this time. Maybe that's your toes, your calves, knees, or shins. Continuing to breathe as you rest here. Take one last breath. As you exhale, begin to roll yourself up until the crown of your head is reaching up towards the sky. From here, turn to face the side of your mat and bend your right leg in, lengthening through your left leg. Plant your sit bones into the mat and lengthen through the spine. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, windmill your right arm up overhead, bringing your left hand onto your leg, reaching where you can at this time. As you breathe, continue to reach your right arm up and over to feel a beautiful stretch down the side of your right body, maybe circling through the wrists in one direction and then the other to open up through the wrists. Hold here for 3 breaths. As you breathe here, continue to reach your right hand up and over as far as you can to stretch through the right side of your body, tilting your upper body an inch up towards the sky to feel an expansion through your chest. As you exhale, turn your chest towards your left leg and bring your right hand to meet your left hand, folding over your left leg. Take 3 more breaths as we stretch through the back of your left leg. On your last breath, cartwheel your arms up and around and plant your hands in front of your right thigh. Turn to face towards the back of the mat and lengthen your left leg long, coming in to a pigeon. Pressing your hips into the mat as far as you can to stretch through the lower back and rolling your shoulders down and back to open up through your chest. Hold here for 4 breaths as we stretch through the thighs and the hips. On your last breath, turn to face the side of your mat. Lengthen both of your legs out wide. Take an inhale with a tall spine, lengthening your arms long up towards the sky. As you exhale, fold from the hips and allow your chest to slowly melt onto the mat. Flexing at your feet to feel a stretch in the back of your legs and open up through your inner thighs. Continue to hold for 3 breaths. On an exhale, walk your hands back towards your hips. And this time, fold your left leg in and lengthen through your right leg. Planting your sit bones into the mat and lengthening your spine long. Take an inhale. As you exhale, windmill your left arm up overhead, allowing your right arm to reach your right leg. With every exhale, reaching your left arm as far over as you can to open up through the side of your left body. Turning your chest up towards the sky an inch and feeling the expansion across your chest. As you breathe, circling your wrists through one direction and then the other, opening up through the joints in your left wrist. Continue to hold for 3 more breaths. On your last breath, turn your chest towards your right leg and allow your left arm to meet your right arm, holding here for a stretch down the back of your right leg. Continue to hold for 4 more breaths. As you exhale, cartwheel your arms up and over, planting your hands in front of your left shin. Turn to face towards your hands, lengthening through your back right leg, and lowering your hips into the mat as far as you feel comfortable. Rolling your shoulders down and back to open up through the chest, and gaze is neutral. Hold here in a pigeon for 3 more breaths as we release tension from your thighs and your hips. On your last breath, lengthen your left leg long, melting your hips into the mat and bringing the gaze to look up towards the sky, coming in to an upward facing dog. Allowing your shoulders to roll down and back as you lengthen through the torso and open up through the lower back. Hold here for 2 more breaths. As you exhale, lift from your hips and bring your big toes to touch. Plant your hips onto your heels and allow your knees to fold out towards the side of your mat. As you exhale, melt your upper body onto the mat, lengthening your arms long to come in to a child's pose. Rest here and focus on your breath and noticing how you feel. Take 2 more breaths as we open up through the hips and ground in this moment. On your last breath, bring your left arm across your body, stretching through the shoulders. Rest here for 2 breaths. As you exhale, bring your left arm back to center, and this time bring your right arm across your body to open up through your right shoulder. Hold here for 2 breaths. As you exhale, bring your right hand back to center and round through the back, coming in to a tabletop position. Bringing your knees underneath your hips and hands underneath your shoulders. As you exhale, round through the back And then inhale to arch through the back. Continue with this rhythm, synchronizing the breath with the movement as you open up through the spine. Fluidly arching and rounding through the back like waves in the ocean. If you'd like to bring more mobility into this movement, as you arch through the back, pressing your hips back an inch, and as you round through the back, coming forward an inch. Continue to link the breath with the movement as we open up through the spine and the back that little bit more. Take 4 more breaths in whichever variation you feel comfortable. On your last breath, come up high on your toes and rest your hips onto your heels, coming in to a toe stretch. If you like, flipping your fingers to face towards your knees, coming in to a wrist stretch. Hold here for 3 more breaths. On your last breath, walk your hands up an inch, lifting your hips up towards the sky and lengthening through the back of your legs, coming in to a downward dog. Hold here for a moment as we increase your circulation and stretch and lengthen through your body. When you're ready, press your left heel further into the mat and bend through your right knee, allowing a deeper stretch through the back of your left leg. Take 1 more breath. As you exhale, switch sides, bringing all of your weight onto your right leg and bending through the left leg, pressing your right heel into the mat to deeply stretch through the back of your right leg. Take 1 more breath and then switch sides. Continue this stretch 1 more time on each side of your legs, focusing on your inhales and exhales, and only pressing your heels down as far as you feel comfortable. On your last breath, pressing both heels down into the mat and holding in a downward dog for a breath. As you exhale, walk your hands back towards your toes and hold here in a forward fold. Exhale to bring your hands to your knees, coming into a halfway lift. As you exhale, fold your hands back down towards the mat. On an exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll yourself all the way up until the crown of your head is reaching up towards the sky. Flip your palms to face towards the front of your mat, coming in to a mountain pose. As you exhale, windmill your arms up overhead. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, windmill your arms up overhead and allow your right hand to clasp your right wrist and gently pulling your right arm over to one side, feeling a beautiful stretch down the side of your right arm and the right side of your body. Hold here for 2 breaths. On your last breath, coming back to center, and this time bringing your right hand to clasp onto your left wrist and pulling your left wrist over to one side to feel a stretch down the left side of your body. Hold here for 2 breaths. On your last breath, return to center and then clasp your hands behind your back, rolling the shoulders down and back, bending through the knees, and then bringing the gaze up towards the sky, coming in to a chair pose. Holding here for a breath as we open up through the chest. Release your hands from your back, straighten through your legs and release your hands, coming back into a mountain pose. On an exhale, tuck from your chin, upper back, mid back, and lower back until your hands reach the mat. Once here, clasp your elbows with your hands and moving with the wind, swaying from one side and then the other, bending and extending at the knees. On your last breath, straighten through the legs and bring your hands towards the mat. Walk your hands out long, pressing your heels into the mat, coming in to a downward dog. Hold here for a breath. As you exhale, bend through the knees, lowering your shins onto the mat, lengthening the arms long until your chest melts onto the mat, coming in to a happy puppy pose. Rest here for 3 breaths. On your last breath, push into your hands and round through the back. Your hips gently melt onto the mat, rolling the shoulders down and back and bringing the gaze to look up towards the sky, coming in to an upward facing dog. Lengthening through the back legs. Hold here for 3 breaths as we stretch through the torso and lower back. On your last breath, lift through the hips and round from the back. Bring your big toes to touch and then rest your hips onto your heels, bringing your knees out wide and allowing gravity to rest your chest onto the mat, lengthening your arms long to come in to a child's pose. Take 3 breaths here, reconnecting with your breath and noticing any changes in your body and how you feel. As you exhale, walk your hands back towards your hips, plant your feet onto the mat, and bringing the toes to face towards the side of the mat. Bring your palms in prayer position and your elbows gently pressing against your knees to open up through your inner thighs, coming in to a yogi squat. On your last breath, lowering your hands and coming to sit onto your mat. Lengthening through the spine, and as you exhale, windmill your right arm up and over, stretching through your side body one more time. As you exhale, switch sides. When you're ready, returning back to center. When you're ready, tilt your head over to the right side to feel a stretch down the left side of your neck. As you exhale, round your head forward over to the left side and hold here to feel a stretch down the right side of your neck. Continue this 2 more times on either side and only moving your head how you feel comfortable. When you're ready, returning back to center. And as you exhale, windmilling your arms up overhead, clasping your hands at the top in prayer position, and then lowering your hands towards your heart center. Taking this time to connect back with your breath and ground into your body. Taking this time to thank yourself for showing up today and doing something good for you. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I hope to see you in the next video soon. Namaste.